Hey guys, James Wilson-Taylor here for Roxanne. We're backstage at Download Festival 2024. VUKOVI on the lineup, and Janine joins me now. How you doing, mate?
I'm brilliant.
Yeah.
I need a toilet, but I'm fine. Apart from that, I'm fine.
Then we'll be as quick as possible. We'll power through. Fresh from the stage, like you literally just come off that set. How was that for you?
The crowd were fucking amazing.
Right.
The crowd, they had Scotland flags. Like, I didn't. The first song, Pet, didn't even need to say it. And they know the drill. It was class.
I love
We've had a bit of a crazy few months, and coming back to that was incredible.
I love that. No Scotland, no party, man. It's football tonight and everything.
Exactly.
It's kicking off.
Aye. There was a guy with a Scotland football top on, crowd surfing. He was like, yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Representing. That's very, very cool. Well, yeah, Matthew, obviously you've just come back from the States, right? Big old tour out there. How's that all been? It's kind of been building out there as well. It's nice.
It was crazy.
Yeah?
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah?
Yeah. We did finish the album, so that was good. That was the priority. I was a bit worried we weren't going to get it all done, but we did.
That's great. I was going to say, because you'd said before you were going out there, you were going to do some sessions over there, but everything's kind of done now.
Yeah. As an actual medical that we got it all done, but I mean, I think for me, playing a tour out there, our own tour, obviously we're co-headlining with Cava Louise, and to see this the same sort of energy in the crowd of VUKOVI fans, and it's something's translating across the water, and that was pretty sobering.
Yeah. That's so exciting. It must obviously going to then feed back into what you want to write and how that's going to affect, you know what works in front of the crowd that size now. You know what you want to kind of get on the record, right?
Yes. It's we're all just trying to adapt to life. Honestly.
That's fair. That's a good way of looking at it. Well, I mean, we'll talk your music in a second, but before, let's have a little look back, because obviously you finally got to do the big old concept album in full live since the last time I saw you.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that was something you said you wanted to do the minute it got released. That was always the aim, is can we put this concept on stage? Now you've had a bit of time. How are you reflecting on those moments? I mean, it seemed like...
It was beautiful. It was incredible. There was just something... The biggest headline show we've ever played, and selling out so far in advance, and then seeing so many walks of life in front of you that are connecting with the music. It gives me a lot of hope. There's just so many different demographics in our fan base that are all chatting and being pals and looking after each other, and there's a really incredible community. And I think that people that actually leave their house and spend their hard working cash to come and see us live and have the time of our life, it's really everything that I would have hoped for our music to do for people. Yeah,
there's a community building there, and that's really, really sweet and really impressive, and it's only going to grow now there's new music coming. So let's talk a little bit about that. I don't know how much you want to give away here, but I guess the main question is, are we going a concept-y route again, or are we doing something completely different this time?
It's completely different, but there is a loose concept.
There is a loose concept. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. It's very different from NULA.
Okay.
Very different.
In every conceptually, musically, everything.
Conceptually, musically, I think it's still VUKOVI, but it's just we're not going to write another album. We're not going to write the same album as NULA, and it's just I think it's an evolvement of us, and there's a lot more different genres, I think, and we're just sort of doing what means something to us and what we like. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, tell me a little bit about, again, I know you don't want to give too much away, and I don't want you to, because I want you to surprise the fans, but when you're sitting down, you're thinking, I want to write something that has a bit of a story to it, that has a bit of a grander concept to it. Does that change the way you write a regular song? When you're doing a standalone single or something, and it's I'm just going to see what happens here, I'm going to maybe these lyrics will fit there. Does your approach change when you know it's a part of a grander story in that way?
This album, actually, I will say, I went for 12 sessions of therapy, through the NHS, that I really didn't realise that I needed, but I did need it. And after every session, I would just paint.
Wow.
Just because I didn't really have any words to process, or how to process going through therapy. So I would paint, and then I wrote the album through during that process, which was really fucking hard. It was, and it brings up a lot of things to the surface. So this album for me, it's and there is a loose fantasical. I don't even know if that's a word. But
we'll run with it. I nodded. It's fine.
There is a fantasical concept around that, but I guess that's hiding, like you're sort of hiding behind a character in a story. But so I think for me, I'm just trying to trust that like this is something that's came from my heart and myself, and I just hopefully people like it.
That's amazing, and I love that. That's the concept albums I love the most, is when like there's a very, very human story and a very personal story there, but then you can project it on this massive screen. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So cool. I'm very excited to see what comes there. I'm gonna let you go in 1 second. Before I do, a question we've been asking absolutely everybody here. It's our standard festival question. You've definitely answered it before at another event, but basically massive lineup, right? Loads of friends of yours, I'm sure. Lots of bands you admire. Anyone you've not worked with, not toured with, where you think that would be a really, really good fit for VUKOVI one day?
I really like Queens of Stone Age.
Yeah.
And I really like Fall Out Boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would
I'm
be
kind
a
of
great
gutted
one.
where we can't see them, we have to leave.
Oh, what a
but
shame.
they're both very big inspirations to me.
Man, Fall Out Boy. Fall Out Boy and you would be actually a really, really
love
nice
Fall Out
fit.
Boy.
Man, they're the best.
They are sick.
Yeah. And the production they do and everything, they're getting more conceptual with their production. I can see that. This could work.
Yeah, it could work.
Oh,
It could
come on,
work.
Pete Patrick. Let's come
Pete!
on, let's make it
Petey!
happen. Let's make it happen, Petey boy. Let's do it. Always good to see you. Best of luck with everything. Can't wait for more new music. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Thank
all right?
you.
Good
Thank
to see
you.
you. Janine, everybody.
Bye.